Okay, as promised in the previous video, we're going to be doing examples going forward. So starting with this one, we are looking at a couple of examples of using the general formula. So the first example is using the general formula of a linear number pattern, which is also referred to as an arithmetic sequence. So in this example, we are given 1, 2, 3, 7. That's our sequence or number pattern, which is linear. Sometimes you might not necessarily be told that it's actually linear, but you will know after looking at the difference or taking the difference between every two consecutive terms and realizing that they are actually the same. Then you can then conclude that they are, the pattern given it's actually a linear number pattern or an arithmetic sequence. Okay, jumping straight into the problem and trying to solve it. We are given that pattern. We are asked to determine the next two terms, and then secondly we are asked to determine the nth term, and then what is the 14th term. That's the third question. Which term is 27? That is the fourth part of the question. So let's just look at all these questions and see how we can tackle them. Solutions. Okay, the first one, they're just asking us to determine the next two terms. How would you determine the next two terms? What I would recommend usually so that you get it right is to first rewrite the pattern and then try to see when you get the differences as to how much the difference is so that you can conclude if it's a linear number pattern for sure. But in this case, we are sure that it's a linear number pattern, so we are definitely going to just subtract between every two consecutive terms. 3 minus 1 is 2, 5 minus 3 is 2, 7 minus 5 is 2 again. So basically we see they keep adding 1 to get to the next term. So the next two terms that we need to write are these two terms. And then we're just going to say 7 plus 2, it gives us 9. 9 plus 2, it gives us 11. Basically, when they say determine the next two terms, they just want you to determine this one and that one. Therefore, your solution is 9 and 11. We are done answering the first part of the question. As simple as that. The second part of the question, they are asking you to determine the nth term. So we've already established this is a linear number pattern. So for a linear number pattern, look at the general formula that we have for a linear number pattern there. So we need to get the value of a and the value of d, then we are done with getting the general term or the nth term. What is a is equals to the first term, which is equals to 1. And then what is d? D is the common difference, which is equals to term 2 minus term 1. Basically that is equals to 3 minus 1, which is equals to 2. We've already established that. We can just write the values. Now we go back to the general equation, then we substitute. We just need to rewrite it first before we substitute so that we show all the working. What is a is 1, and then what is d? D is 2. Then now it's just a matter of simplifying. N minus 1 times 2, that is 2n, and then minus 1 times 2 is minus 2. Then what is the final solution is 2n. 1 minus 2 is minus 1, it's negative 1 to say. Then you can just keep rewriting the tn. These are just therefore. Then you are done. You have the general equation or the nth term as they were asking you. Now moving to the third part of the question, they are asking you what is the 14th term. That's basically term number 14. You know the nth term, it's given by this. You've already determined it. This is the nth term, 2n minus 1. Now the 14th term is just term number 14, which means where you see n, you just substitute with 14, not the 12 that I just did. Then you get your value. Now 14 times 2 is 28, and then 28 minus 1, that is 27. I hope that's correct. Then we move on. The last part of this question, what are they asking you? Which term is 27, right? There's a term apparently in this question which is 27. Actually, the question It's supposed to be which term is 57, not 27. Yes, sorry for that. So the value of the term is given to us as 57. Which term is that? Basically what they are asking you is to find the position of 57 in this number pattern or in this sequence. So somewhere, if you keep continuing with this pattern, you are going to get to 57 somewhere. So they're just asking you which term, because this is term 1, this is term 2, term 3, which term number. Basically get the position of 57. How you go about doing that, you just do this, rewrite the equation or the general equation pretty much, and try to know that now you are given the term value, which is 57. What is its position? Remember, n stands for position in the general equation. So now you just need to simplify and solve for n. 58 equals to 2n, because 1 we took it to the left hand side and then it was becoming positive. Now we just need to divide by 2 on both sides, then we're left with n equals to 58 divided by 2. What is 58 divided by 2? That is 29. Therefore term number 29, it's actually 57. Then we answered the question, we are done, we can move on with life. I'll do the other example in a different video where we are looking at the application of a quadratic equation or the general equation. Then we keep it moving like that. If there's anything that you don't understand here, you just ask, then we try to pray with you and see if we can find a solution. We move.